Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Taking care of one dog is stressful enough, but imagine taking care of 64. That's what one local animal shelter is doing after the Barnes County Sheriff's Office seized animals they say were living in terrible conditions. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Mike has the night off. Prairie Paws Rescue will be taking care of the dogs until this case of animal neglect goes to court. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker shows us some of the hard work happening to get these animals back on the right track.
If a dog has a collar, we need to tape one of those red tags to the kennel. They may have you do some of that running.
For the past several days,
let's follow her down. Yep, whatever kennel he came out at.
Volunteers, led by Rebecca Johnson, have been working non-stop to care for more than 60 dogs. Today, a veterinarian is giving them an overall wellness check.
Usually we get a lot of volunteers right away at the beginning of these type of events, and then they start to dwindle off.
Johnson says dwindling volunteers isn't what they need because they could be taking care of these dogs for the next 2 months. Donations have been steady, but it's going to take a lot more to sustain this many animals for 60 days.
It's not actually a lot of food. You'd be surprised at how many bags we go through a night when everybody is fed. Puppies, nursing dogs, they have to have food at all times. That involves feeding 2 or 3 times a day.
If you feel like you're too far away to help out this situation, Johnson says you don't need to go far to find similar cases that desperately need your help.
People don't realize that this is actually statewide. If you check with your local humane societies, rescue groups, they probably have at one time or another been involved in a similar situation.
In Valley City, Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
Carl and Ginger Helland of Catherine, North Dakota are each facing a misdemeanor animal neglect charge in this case. Ginger was found not guilty on similar charges in 2014. A Minnesota man is behind bars tonight after a months-long investigation. 32-year-old Jesse Grutner from Browns Valley, Minnesota, was caught selling meth at the Dakota Magic Casino. SEMCA agents say the investigation involved numerous controlled buys, where more than 100 grams of meth was purchased from Grutner, a street value of over $200,000. His bail is set at $20,000 cash only or $100,000 with surety. We first told you yesterday about a homeless, high-risk sex offender living just steps away from Lindenwood Park. Fargo police say Eugene Hinson Jr., convicted in 2011 in Cass County of luring a 16-year-old girl by computer. Campers at Lindenwood say they had no idea Hinson Jr. was living so close. Fargo police say there's nothing they can do as far as telling people where they can live, but the spot where Hinson Jr. was setting up camp is a controlled access area because it's part of the I-94 easement, so he cannot stay there.
The North Dakota Highway Patrol is going to make contact with him and tell him that he could not stay there just because they don't want him obviously wandering on the highway and getting struck.
We have posted a link to the City of Fargo's sex offender map. Just visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story. And take a look at this. A viewer sent this picture to us a little over an hour ago. It's a picture of a bear cub in a Moorhead neighborhood just north of Oakport. After seeing this picture, we called animal control. They tell us they haven't received a call like this in at least 18 years. There's no word yet if any more cubs were spotted. We'll have much more on this story tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10. Sunny and warm out there today. The perfect day for some fun in the sun. Let's head over to Hutch Johnson to see if there's anything to worry about tonight. Hutch?
Thanks, Andrea. The hot, muggy weather has disappeared as some north winds really refreshing the air across the valley. Radar showing very quiet conditions, a couple of blips up in Towner County and Trail County at this hour, but all in all, things are fairly quiet. It's hot in southwestern North Dakota. 91 there, 79 Jamestown, and 71 cool degrees in Baudette. There is a chance for storms, but not through the evening hours, as we'll enjoy 70s for most of it. Increasing clouds and an east wind will give us a chance for some overnight thunder. A few of those storms could be strong. The best chance, in my opinion, will be to the far south and west, where there's a little bit more moisture in the air. That dry air from Canada today could limit how strong the storms get here. Of course, I'll have hour-by-hour details on all of this here in just a few moments.
Of course. Thank you so much. A former northern Minnesota priest has been acquitted in a case where he was accused of molesting 4 girls. 30-year-old Brian Lederer was found not guilty on 4 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct. He was accused of touching the girls' groins and breasts at the school he worked at. Reports say the incidents took place on a school bus and once at a home. Lederer still faces a felony charge of possession of a pornographic work, which he pleaded not guilty to last year. A Fargo apartment owner says justice has been served after one of his previous tenants did tremendous damage to one of his units. You can see in the video behind me, this woman, Anissa Abdul, is facing multiple felonies for destroying the apartment last year. She'll serve 90 days in jail and is ordered to pay $7,000 in damages after she pleaded guilty to criminal mischief. Last June, Abdul punched holes in her apartment walls, ripped up carpet, tore apart hardwood flooring, and even broke a window. Mark Klevgard, the apartment owner, says he feels satisfied with the judge's decision after there was more than $13,000 in damages. The officer who was driving a UND police squad car that was stolen and wrecked last month has been suspended. Jake Schiller was suspended for 40 hours without pay and is on a 6-month probation. His unsecured patrol car was stolen and crashed near Crookston while he was investigating a report of an intoxicated person near UND. Cassandra Ellis of Missouri was charged in the incident, but she didn't show up for her court appearance after posting bail. UND has announced it will reveal its new logo tomorrow as Ed Schaefer's term as the school's interim president comes to an end. The announcement, along with the school's new nickname of Fighting Hawks, will put the finishing touches on years of controversy over the issue. Schaefer says with budget problems resolved and other controversial issues out of the way, UND's new president, Mark Kennedy, will be able to concentrate on running the university.
When President Kennedy arrives on July 1st, he's going to have a brand new university. We've got a new budget, new focus on priorities, we've got a new nickname, a new logo, and the new president will be able to spend his time and energy and resources to move this university forward.
Schaefer says he hasn't ruled out stepping into another leadership position at a state university if the higher ed board calls. Stopping food waste and saving money, something many people could get behind. A Fargo Moorhead group is trying to educate the public in purchasing ugly food. It's food that has the wrong visual appearance and is often not sold or harvested, even though it's still good to eat. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with the co-founder about how you can save money by getting on board.
When we talk about why people buy their food, make their food decisions, a lot of times it boils down to cost and convenience.
Myrdal says the ugly food trend is growing across the nation, and grocery stores are starting to pick up on the trend and sell misshaped or ugly food.
They're typically discounted somewhere from 25 to 50% of the retail value, so it creates a great opportunity to make sure that food isn't wasted, to get whole, nutritious food into the hands of consumers.
Myrdal says she's heard from grocery stores saying if their customers will demand it, then they'll supply it. So if you don't mind that carrot with a crack or an onion with a bruise, it could end up saving you money.
And right now in our community, we don't have a place right now for people to buy, to consistently buy discounted fruits and vegetables, but we are in conversation with a number of different retail outlets and different groups that are interested in possibly pursuing that.
The group Ugly Food of the North has held ugly food markets in the past and plan to do so in the future. Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
A way to get involved in the ugly food movement is coming up this weekend at the No Mo Pop-Up Farmers Market at Junkyard Brewing in Moorhead. The event is on Sunday. Ugly foods will also be sold at the Red River Market at the old Schumacher's building in downtown Fargo starting in July. To see a list of some of the farmers markets in our area and this upcoming ugly food event, click on this story at valleynewslive.com. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. There are 32 new foods to try at the Minnesota State Fair this year. The mouth-watering details later on Valley News Live at 6.
And as we celebrate the season of summer, cloud-free and gorgeous sunrise conditions this morning, We've seen increasing clouds from the west throughout the afternoon. Could lead to overnight thunder for some. Your hour-by-hour details are coming up next.